What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you guys have seen the previous video, we adjusted the suspension on my sedan and we attempted to do the alignment. Unfortunately, we didn't get it done. But today we got my sedan aligned. That car drives freaking straight as an arrow. Shout out to Ken over at Tech 3. I appreciate y'all for squeezing me in today, although your alignment guy has no call, no show for the last 3 days. So I've been driving around all day with my buddy here, just doing errands, dropping off my car, parts store, checking into hotels, getting some food, picking up some tires, a lot of shenanigans. But it is currently almost 5 o'clock. We are back in the garage and we are ready to do some work. So I mentioned in the previous video that we're gonna have a friend coming over with his car, and we are actually on a time crunch to get this thing ready in 3 days. In 3 days, let me break it down with you guys real quick. In 3 days, we got to pull the swap out, change all the timing components, do an oil pump conversion, change the clutch, put it all back into the car, and then build an entire turbo kit in 1 day, tomorrow, in hopes of getting this car ready for the dyno in 3 days from now. So this right here, you guys may have seen it before. This is the homie Mario's car. This guy right here with the broccoli hair. But this guy, I'm pretty sure I've shown him in the Honda meet when we went to SoCal with the sedan, when we showed the car for the first time. We were hanging out with him for the weekend, and he has this EK with a JDM K24 RBB 3-lobe, and we're going to be doing the tune-up on this engine right here today. In this video, we're going to pull this out, do all the things I just mentioned, and the goal is to plant it back into the car tonight, get it up and running, so that way tomorrow we're going to build the entire turbo kit. So while I was talking just now, he was literally just pulling everything out of the car, so just laying everything out just to kind of go through everything and make sure we have everything. But I'm not really worried because you guys know I'm a hoarder. I have a ton of stuff here in the garage, but for the most part, I think he has everything. All the intercooler piping, intercooler itself, the new clutch, injectors, wastegate, manifold, blow-off valve, all the lines and fittings, fuel filters, all that good jazz. But like I said, the goal with today's video is just to pull the swap out, do all the upgrades, swap it back in, fluid it up, and get it ready for the turbo kit. So this is not really a tutorial, DIY. This is more so of us just getting to work. A lot of time lapse, a lot of just quick pull, quick install type of deal. So I don't want to talk you guys' ears off, man. Let's get to work. So it is currently 7:02, and we finally got the engine out of the car. There was a lot of stuff that was like hard to get to. Whoever put this engine in the car for you had done whatever they had to do to get everything to work. Nonetheless, it wasn't too much of a fight. It was just kind of hard to get into the hard to reach places. And I'm definitely going to change a lot of the stuff when we put everything back together, just so it's not as complicated next time around for whatever reason. But engine out of the car, and what we're going to do right now is, you know, like I said, I'm not going to show you guys everything, but what we're going to do right now is we're going to strip the engine down, because the engine, the long block itself, is going to go on the engine stand. We're going to be doing timing chain tensioner, oil pump conversion, tap the oil pan, all that fun stuff. But we're going to pull everything off because we're going to clean everything along the way. Pop the transmission off because we're swapping the clutch as well too. So he's going to do all of that while I set up my pressure washer, because I am going to clean the engine bay. It's kind of one of those, is like, if you're already here, you may as well do it, right? The engine bay is clean, just super dusty. And do you park on a dirt lot or you park on a driveway? Driveway. But I mean, he's out in the boonies, so it's still like, you know what I mean, desert like. We got almond trees and stuff, and so you got dirt. So it's kind of like my house. Like, I mean, we get dirt, but we don't get a lot of dirt. The only reason why we get so much dirt is because those cunts in the back over there keep driving through all the dirt and create a dust storm, which then causes these cars to get dirty faster. But him, you know, he lives out in the boonies really. But the bay's clean if you look at it. It's just super dusty. So while he's doing all that, I'm gonna set up the pressure washer. We're gonna clean the bay, get this all nice and clean. Before that, all goes back in. All right guys, so we just got back home, got a little snack, got some boba, and we're gonna be popping out the transmission, the clutch, the half shaft right there in the back, and we're gonna put this on the engine stand because we need to get it up elevated to take out the oil pan, all the timing cover, chain, all that good jazz. And we're gonna, you know, change all of that. I'm gonna tap the pan, all that as well too. And then once we button this all up, we'll bring it back down, put the new clutch on, which we have right there on the bottom, and then transmission. The goal is to get this thing back in tonight. Not entirely sure if we're gonna fire it over because we didn't grab oil, and it's gonna be open exhaust obviously, because I'm not gonna put the header back on fully because it's gonna come back off for the turbo kit install. So we might not turn it on in this video, but for sure next video before we start the turbo kit. Yeah, anyways, we're just gonna get right to it, throw you guys back on the laps, and let's go ahead and just button this thing up. better get that leg workout in soon, bro. Guys, not all of us. These guys are tired. Not me. I'm normally up at this time anyways, editing videos. It's literally 3:18 in the morning. I do not remember the last time I've ever been in the garage this late. And please forgive me. I was using impact at this time. And I'm not gonna lie, that transmission was kind of a fight. Goddamn TSX transmission, bro. Like, literally, I don't like forcing a transmission on, but we were fighting trying to align the spline for some reason. And it lined up perfectly with the clutch alignment tool. I tried 3-4 million different alignment tools. It was perfect. And then we put the snout on, aligned it to the clutch, but it just wouldn't slip into the release. So I hate to do it, but I pre-threaded the bolts and we went evenly all around. And what did it do? Popped right in. And it just popped right in. So we know we're Gucci taters there. And all we're really doing tonight, guys, is, you know, I told you guys from the very beginning that the goal was to pull the engine out, do all the mods to it. We did it. Oil pump conversion, using a lot of my shit. You're lucky I got a couple blown engines, so I got all the hardware. He had brought me just a pump because that's all you got, right? So he got the pump, from him, and then it came here. We did the pump, we did the windage tray, the block, the plug for the block. We did all that. We did a fancy ass drag cartel timing chain for K24 OEM guides. Yeah, we did a OEM tensioner. We timed it. We did the valve lash because the old chain was a little slack. So once we put the new chain on, everything became tight. So we redid the valve lash and all of that. And then I bunged the oil pan because obviously it's going to go turbo. We bunged the oil pan. We need to slap the half shaft on while we're here. So the half shaft got to go on. And then, you know, the goal was to get the harness all cleaned up, put it back on and all of this stuff. And the goal was to get the car to turn on, but we ran into a bunch of hiccups. You know, this is not my first rodeo, but like, you know, sometimes these cars come in, they're full of surprises. Look at this one for an example. Where the hell is your freaking mounting point, dog? This shit did not break here, bro. It broke before it came here. Whoever installed it before, whatever the case is. And literally, what I got to do with the back mount is I'm gonna get the mount. I'm gonna make some new legs to get more support. Right now, it is only supported by this hole, the trans, this one, and I'm gonna make some new points to use these other holes to make it structural. This is probably forgiving because it was all motor, it wasn't making a ton of power, but because we're gonna go boost, I don't want it to torque to the point that it snaps something else, you know what I mean? So there's just a lot of stuff we had to kind of step back and assess and all that stuff, you know. It kind of goes when you're like kind of winging everything. So right now, the goal is, instead of trying to fight to turn this car on, it's 3 in the morning, we're just gonna plant it back into the car so we don't have to roll into the garage. And then, you know, we're just gonna end it there. So right now, we're gonna get all the hardware and get this thing jacked back up so we can hang that in here. All right, guys, so we got the engine back into the car, hung up with the passenger and the driver's side motor mount. We don't have the rear on yet because, like I said in a few clips ago, we need to figure out another mounting point for the bracket since the block is broken. This guy, surprise. This guy, surprise. Shit, I didn't even know until he took it off. I'm like, yo, where's that whole back piece at? But no worries. It's the beautiful part of having a welding machine. You kind of improvise a little bit. So instead of finding a new block, I mean, it has been running like this for the last 3 years, right? So we're just gonna find a way to support it, and you know, we'll do all that before put the turbo kit and stuff in. But we didn't get as far as we wanted to, but you guys already know what it is. Progress is better than no progress. Like I said, we did K20 pump, timing chain, tensioner, bung the oil pan, new clutch, valve lash. We did a lot, you know what I'm saying? And you guys are probably wondering why we pulled the engine out. I'd rather pull the whole entire engine out because it's a K-swap. It's pretty simple. I mean, not a lot of stuff in the way. If you've done this 1,000 times, it comes off pretty fast. I mean, I think it took us like maybe 2 hours with procrastination to pull the swap out, but we pulled it out just to make it easier, and you know, everything kind of went back in easier. But like I said, we didn't get as far because, you know, other stuff we found kind of along the way. But we're gonna button up everything tomorrow, and we're gonna, you know, get this thing to turn on all motor first before we start messing with the turbo kit. So we want to make sure everything that we did in today's video is gonna work out before we get into the next big step to this car. That's gonna be, I mean, it's not tomorrow, it's like 4 in the morning right now, so technically it's a couple hours for us. Next video for you guys. We're gonna wrap it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoy this little build series we're doing on my buddy Mario's EK with a K24. We're gonna be doing the turbo kit tomorrow. I didn't mention to you guys, he pulled up from Central Cali, about 4-hour drive this morning, and you guys probably saw this dude popped up. The homie Matt came from SoCal, 6-hour drive. Yeah, so these guys gonna be here for the next couple of days. If you guys enjoyed this video, man, be sure to leave a thumbs up. If you guys want to stick around for some, you know, import showdown car meet / some Mexico stuff, turbo kit, dyno tune coming up the next couple of days, be sure to hit the subscribe button. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.